Beadle darted a glance at the President, and, perceiving his condition, rushed out again to get the water. This was the last straw. To see his authority usurped, as well as his seat, maddened the poor President. For some seconds he strove to mouth an oath, embracing his supine councillors as well as this beggar on horseback, but he produced only an inarticulate raucous cry and reeled sideways. Manasseh sprang from his chair and caught the falling form in his arms. For one terrible moment he stood supporting it in a tense silence, broken only by the incoherent murmurs of the unconscious lips. Then, crying angrily, "Bestir yourselves, gentlemen! Don't you see the President is ill?" he dragged his burden toward the table, and, aided by the panic-stricken councillors, laid it flat thereupon, and threw open the ruffled shirt. He swept the minute book to the floor with an almost malicious movement to make room for the President. The beadle returned with the glass of water, which he well nigh dropped. "Run for a physician," Manasseh commanded, and throwing away the water carelessly in the Chancellor's direction, he asked if anyone had any brandy. There was no response. "Come, come, Mr. Chancellor," he said, "bring out your vial." And the abashed functionary obeyed. "Has any of you his equipage without?" Manasseh demanded next of the Mahamad. They had not, so Manasseh dispatched the chief of the elders in quest of a sedan chair. There, then, was nothing left but to await the physician. "You see, gentlemen, how insecure is earthly power," said the Schnorrer solemnly, while the President breathed stentoriously, deaf to his impressive moralizing. "It is swallowed up in an instant, as Lisbon was engulfed. Cursed are they who despise the poor. How is the saying of our sages verified? The house that opens not to the poor opens to the physician." His eyes shone with unearthly radiance in the gathering gloom. The cowed assembly wavered before his words, like reeds before the wind, or conscience-stricken kings before fearless prophets. When the physician came, he pronounced that the President had had a slight stroke of apoplexy involving a temporary paralysis of the right foot. The patient, by this time restored to consciousness, was conveyed home in the sedan chair, and the Mahamad dissolved in confusion. Manasseh was the last to leave the council chamber. As he stalked into the corridor, he turned the key in the door behind him with a vindictive twist. Then, plunging his hand into his breeches pocket, he gave the beadle a crown, remarking genially, "You must have your usual perquisite, I suppose." The beadle was moved to his depths. He had a burst of irresistible honesty. "The President gives me only half a crown," he murmured. "Yes, but he may not be able to attend the next meeting," said Manasseh, "and I may be away too." Chapter 5